Yeah, I'm a little obsessed with Stephen Crane. I first got into him when I got this book at Argos bookstore in New York. It's a gilt-paged collection of his fantastic essays about the great battles of the world. It inspired me to form my famous battles unit on the website. Here we have love letters to Nellie Krause and my Stephen Crane, which was written by one of his good buddies, Corwin Linson. So this is a lot of very good stories about him. Here is Active Service, which is his second work of war fiction. The first, of course, being The Red Badge of Courage. Whilomville Stories. This is a short story cycle and illustrated by Peter Newell. The whole book. I had to get that after I was reading the Whilomville Stories. Men, Women, and Boats. Within this collection of short stories is his masterpiece. It's called The Open Boat, detailing when he was shipwrecked from the USS Commodore, and he, the cook, and the oiler, and the captain survived. Interestingly, he wrote a newspaper account of that survival, which was published at the New York Herald 4 days after the event. But then it took him 8 months to write The Open Boat, which is a good example I use with students to explain the difference between journalistic writing and literary writing. He wrote 2 volumes of poetry. One was called War is Kind, and the second, The Black Riders and Other Lines. Very stark, muscular, interesting poetry. Even this, The Bride Comes to Yellow Sky. Did you know that Stephen Crane had a strong influence on the development of the American Western? He wrote The Blue Hotel, The Bride Comes to Yellow Sky, really important short stories written at around the same time that the West was becoming a mythic area within the imagination of the American psyche. Paul Auster, who just died 2 years ago, the great novelist from New York, wrote a biography of Stephen Crane called Burning Boy, a literary biography. It is
fantastic.
It's not often that you get a novelist at the top of his game to write a biography. And then here are some older Stephen Crane critical works. You have John Berryman, Benfey. Sorrentino collected his letters and edited it with Stanley Wertheim. Sorrentino is also a Crane biographer. And then we have this really old one from Stallman. And I put the Crane books next to some of his contemporaries. O. Henry, Hart Crane, no relation, William Harding Davis, and Bret Hart.